Happy Tuesday, everybody. Tuesday, 3 o'clock weekly vlog for UZURV. And this week, as you can see, no UZURV TV in the background. We are mobile on the Gulf Coast of Florida this week. We're going to be hooking up with Chris Sost, who's our newest team member at UZURV, and he's going to be meeting up with us on Thursday, I think. But just wanted to say hello. Want to check in at our weekly time as we've always committed to, and I've got some important notes of things we're going to really touch on today, and I think we're going to stick with the original format of three topics that we want to touch on. And number one is commitment. We're going to talk pretty seriously about the driver adhering to their scheduled pickups. So we've seen a rise as we're signing up more drivers and more riders and seeing more transactions happen. We are seeing an uptick in the number of either late cancellations or, worst case scenario, driver no-shows, which is terrible PR for the brand, and definitely horrible for the customer experience that we're trying to create at UZURV. So we're going to talk seriously about cancellations and no-shows. We want to talk about referrals and getting your rider count up, understanding the feed. And the number one question that keeps coming up is, hey, signed up for your app and I'm not getting any rides. Well, you got to realize this is not an on-demand TNC ride service. This is a reservation service for a specific driver at a specific place and time. So we want to make sure that our drivers and our rider clients understand that this is a relationship building tool. This is a tool for a driver to become a more structured driver. This is not a application that just randomly assigns you rides and you select yes, I want it, and go do the ride, right? Or go do the reservation. This is going to require some work, and we're going to clear that up a little bit more. We've done it the last two videos. We're going to touch on it again today. So good to see people tuning in. Mr. Matt, Wesley Harris, Chris Sost, David Lowell, of course, Harold Franz. All right, am I in Florida yet? Yes, I am. And if you look real closely out the back window, that is the Gulf Coast of Anna Marie Island, just outside of Bradenton / Sarasota. So that's where I am currently. All right, let's start this off and get everybody up to speed on the number one topic. And those of you that just are going to watch this on the replay, I'm going to mention it over and over and over again. This is a commitment-based tool to make you a better rideshare driver. UZURV is not free for a reason. It requires some effort on behalf of the driver for a reason, and it requires professionalism on both our driver and our rider partners' parts. So when we talk about accepting a reservation, this is a person, a client, a customer, a passenger, whatever the terminology that you're going to use. This is somebody who is making an appointment with you, specifically with you. Whether you responded in bulk and there were 5 drivers and they picked you, regardless of whether it was somebody you referred or not, but they have made an appointment and expect to meet you at the designated place and time. We have seen an increase in the number of late cancellations. And when we say late, right now the buffer is at 2 hours. So any driver that cancels inside of 2 hours, just think about if that was you. If you were the passenger in that situation, how would you feel if you're getting ready to go on vacation, or you're getting ready to go to a business interview, or you're getting ready to go, travel somewhere important on business, or you just need to get to a doctor's appointment on time, and 2 hours before, the person that you are relying on says, oh, by the way, something came up and I can't bring you. Now, if you're the driver and that's you, hopefully as a professional, that hurts. First of all, I'm sure there's a good reason, but a lot of times what we're finding is there really aren't good reasons. So we wanted to make sure that this does not become an issue and does not tarnish what we're trying to build with UZURV. So we are going to have to ratchet up the rules or regulations surrounding cancellations and no-shows. We're not quite sure 100% what they are yet, but they are going to be changing again, and you will all receive notification of what that will be. More than likely, it's going to be a one and done. If you cancel on a rider in a short notice time frame, which is going to now be a longer time frame, you just unfortunately will not be able to drive for or will not be able to take reservations for UZURV. Okay, that's how serious this is. You don't have to volunteer to sign up to be a driver to take higher quality client reservations. It's 100% voluntary, and yeah, you pay for that functionality. It's a small fee, but we are a for-profit business, and we want your partnership because we want you, and we want a community of professional rideshare drivers that are willing to take it to the next level. If the first requirement of that, which is you showing up to a reservation, cannot be met, then it's time for us to really ratchet up the quality level of the people that we are partnered with. So I hope that's not too harsh for some of you, but this is a open forum. This is not a professional video. This is me talking to you, me as a driver. I'm now on LYFT also, so Uber and LYFT, as well as operations at UZURV. So all three, we want to take it to the next level. We want you with us. We want you to take it seriously. And unfortunately, we're going to have to increase some of the penalty of what is being administered right now, because it is becoming a very obvious problem that the drivers, several drivers, are maybe not taking it as seriously as it should be. So stay tuned for changes to the cancellation no-show policy. It is going to continue to be harsher on the driver than it is on the passenger, and that is for a reason. We are trying to surround ourselves with higher quality drivers and passengers, and right now cancellations just aren't acceptable. So at a young company like this, we need to make sure we have your partnership in completing reservations, not canceling them. All right, hopefully I get everybody's buy-in. Thank you for tuning in. Moving on to the next topic, let's talk about referrals. This is a referral business. UZURV is a startup company. We are just under 8 months old, and when this app hit the store back in April, if you take that into account, we're really not even 6 months old. So within 6 months, we've taken this app from zero to hero, 54 markets / cities throughout the United States. We've taken a week and a half of slowing down the pace right now so we can dial in some of the administrative things and marketing tests and things that are going on, which I'll touch on in a minute. But this thing has really got wheels and is taking off faster than we had forecasted. So in that, there's some growing pains, but also when we talk about referrals, there are some that feel that maybe they're behind or that they're being left out, and I'll explain what that means. In that we have some drivers saying, hey, you know what, I've been on this platform, I'm in this particular city, I've been on here for 8 months, and I'm not hearing the horn a whole lot, and I'm not seeing this as a successful tool for me as an individual. And yet the gentleman that I rode to the airport with this morning, I put out a random request for a trip to the airport from my home in Richmond, Virginia, and lo and behold, our UZURV number one, when I say number one driver, the number one driver with the number of completed reservations, Brian O, Brian with a Y, Brian O out of Richmond, Virginia, was one of the interested drivers in that particular trip. So I, wanting to get to know him better and talk to him and maybe interview a little bit and find out what are his secrets to success, I picked Brian O. And sure enough, the communication in the chat was over the top. There's probably 12 messages back and forth, so 6 each, 6 from him, 6 from me, clarifying exactly what the expectations were going to be for this trip. I thanked him in advance. I told him exactly how many passengers, how many bags I had. He asked me, specifically if there was any special instructions, and several other things back and forth, guaranteed that he would be there on time. And sure enough, there he was. And we're talking, this was early. This was 4 a.m. East Coast time, and he texted me at 3:02 a.m. in the morning and said, I will be there in less than an hour, which is true. He was there in less than an hour, and it was less than an hour to my pickup time of 4 o'clock. He was there at least 5 minutes early and had the vehicle clean. He had the back hatch open. He was ready for my bags. He got my family in the car, and away we went. Had a great conversation. I put a decent incentive in there, and I incentivized him on the back end. I gave him a cash tip at the end because, you know what, I really valued his level of service, the professionalism. It's exactly what we want, and I'm proud as an operations manager with UZURV to say that he is our #1 driver. Brian O., Richmond, Virginia, #1 driver for July. So we'll see who is the #1 driver for completed reservations in August, which is coming up very quickly. But he surprised us last month with 50 completed, and he's a stay-at-home dad. He is retired Navy, which contributes more than likely to his punctuality, and he told us his whole story, and he loves doing rideshare, and he exclusively does appointment-only business through UZURV. So that's his rideshare business. He makes plenty of money, and he's doing just fine. So appreciate that, and the reason that I share that is that's the type of driver, that's the type of communication, that's the type of experience that we want everyone to have. And I don't deserve anything special. I reserved this trip just like any other one of our passengers would have. And anything short of that needs improvement. And I hope you all feel that way, okay? And we all want to be, like I said, we want to be high-level professionals. We want to be viewed as higher level than every other choice in our city. We want to offer a better experience, and I want return business. I want return customers. And you know what? I can tell you all honestly, down the road, if I don't have to go out and drive on demand because I don't want to, it's going to be because I have enough UZURV scheduled trips that, or reservations, that I will be able to complete and not need to go drive around, you know, during the bar closing hours of, 2:30 in the morning on Friday and Saturday night, which I do enjoy, by the way. And that is typically when I go out and drive and get the majority of my UZURV rider referrals. But I just want to share that with you. It's on the professionalism type. It's for the people that say I'm struggling a little bit. It leads into referrals, which is where I wanted to reiterate that every time that you're out doing rideshare, whether it be on Uber or Lyft, you've typically at least 10 to 15 times a night, if you're working more than 5 or 6 hours, are going to have somebody sitting right back there wanting to talk to you for at least 5 minutes. And I know that most of you cannot do more than 5 rides in an hour because I've tried. And you can maybe do 6 if you're making short trips, but 5 people per hour in a 6-hour day or even a 5-hour day is 20 to 25 people per night or per day that you're out there driving. And all I have to do is say, hey, have you heard now that you can reserve your Uber or Lyft ride in advance if you need to, and you can reserve the driver of your choice and review their vehicles and understand what amenities they offer. A lot of them offer pretty nice, vehicles and, phone chargers and water and candy and things like that. Would that interest you? Yeah. Here, grab your phone, type this into the App Store, UZURV, press search. See that right there? There's 2 of them. One's blue, one's black. It says driver. Not that one. Yeah, the blue one. Download it. Let me tell you about it. I didn't need a business card. I've got my code. If I really wanted to, I could just hit my referral link in my UZURV driver menu and refer it straight to his phone number or straight to his email or her email. It's that simple, okay? You're going to get 7% for the fees that person generates to UZURV for the life of the platform. So sign them up. If they don't use it today, they're going to use it next month. If they don't use it next month, they're going to use it next year. And as long as that email is linked to you, you are going to get the residual payment on that. So keep that in mind when it comes to referrals. What I want really everyone to do is go out and just get one, in addition to yourself, because you were supposed to sign yourself up as a rider last week. So those of you that actually listened and did it, signed up last week and have already referred yourself, so you can see how the referral process and the sign up works. So you as a driver now have a rider account showing that you were referred by you. That's how we can tell that you've followed through on what we asked you to do last week. This week, we want you to go out and get one. Just one. preferably not your family members, because you've already got them signed up. And if you don't, shame on you. And not your coworkers, because you've already got them signed up. And if you don't, shame on you. And not the neighbors in your street, because you should have already had them signed up too. Go get one from one of your riders. We're not looking for new riders. You don't need to sign them up for Uber or Lyft and then convince them that they need to reserve in advance. No. Riders that are in your vehicle, that already believe in rideshare, that love the convenience of it, and now they want to take it themselves to the next level, and that's reserving a driver in advance. That driver's you, okay? Become their favorite driver. Have them request you. Even if you're not available, that's fine. It gives you priority to look at that request and say, you know what? If I don't take this reservation today, I'm going to miss out. But one of my fellow drivers in this town is going to get that reservation, and I know they're all professionals, and I know they're going to take care of them, okay? So refer one this week. That's what we're asking of each of you. So now you should have 2 referrals at a minimum by 24 hours from now, because you should have yourself from last week, and you should have one extra person that you don't already know in your personal life for this week, okay? So I'm going to look at my notes here real quick, make sure I've hit through all the topics. I know I've got one more to go. I'm going to just flip through the comments, and I'm going to tell you real quick. Am I in Florida yet? Yes. I already told you the ocean's right behind me. Chris So says, nice rental car. Yes, it is. Executive Platinum National Rent-A-Car. That's their shameless plug. I recommend it. Skip the counter, you know, all that good stuff. You rent a lot of cars. You get to get nice cars when you go rent. Just like you take Uber a lot, pretty soon you want a nicer Uber driver. And how do you get them? UZURV, okay? Remember that. Ray says, how about curved sides and wings? Yeah, how about Buffalo Wild Wings? That sounds better to me. Curved sides and wings, what do? They do similar things. We got to remember, there's a bunch of companies out there trying to do what we do. And there's a bunch of companies out there trying to do what Uber and Lyft are doing. They're all fighting over the same space. Look at their information, look at their backing, and determine what's right for you. You know, Wings is airport only, I believe, and they're in the big cities, which, hey, we've got drivers out there that are doing Wings and UZURV. You can do them both. You're an independent contractor. Pick the one that's right for you. Curved sides, if you like driving taxis or riding in taxis, go ahead. You know, whatever is right for you. James Stapleton, one and done is harsh, $20 penalty. Yeah, we could do $20 penalty, or we could just say none and done. Okay, if you cancel, goodbye. Or if you cannot keep an appointment, goodbye. Yes, there are always situations. I had an accident. I had a flat tire. You know, my mother fell down the stairs. Whatever the reason is, we are human beings, and we will review that. But you know what? If you make an appointment, keep it. Okay. Questions, comments? Leslie says, hi Leslie. Emily Sudler is on here. Wesley, did he know who you were during the trip? Afterwards, yes, he did. That was regarding my driver from this morning, Brian O. Did he know who I was? Yes, he did afterwards. Do I have disco lights in my car too? This is a rental car, and unfortunately they don't offer disco lights at the National Rent-A-Car counter in Tampa. Otherwise, maybe we would have got one. We could drop by maybe one of the stores and pick some up, but I think we're doing all right. Yeah, we've got at least 3 to 5 hardcore disco light drivers that are UZURV drivers as well. Tanya Harrison, Jeffrey Johnson. I know Chris and Matt Hunt down here in Florida have been having their little battle going back and forth. Let's see. All right, caught up on the notes. Now let's just look through. Last Harold sent me something earlier. We talked about referrals. We talked about cancellations. We talked about professionalism. The one thing on professionalism that I touched on with Brian O is keep the car clean. Keep it clean, which means the inside, which means the floor, which means a vacuum cleaner. Yes, clean your car. I firmly believe that most of us are really, really meticulous about our vehicles, but there are some of us that aren't, and I won't ride in those vehicles, so I don't want them on demand, and I definitely don't want to reserve them in advance. So if they're not an escalated level of service, like this rent-a-car. This is a nice rental car. Leather interior, low miles, great air conditioning, 3 rows worth of seats, and I'm paying the same for this as I am for the economy size car, just because I'm a frequent renter. Okay, same thing with UZURV. I'm a frequent Uber or Lyft rider, and I know that there's a crapshoot that sometimes I'm gonna get a beat up little old car that's got a ton of miles on it, and then sometimes every once in a while I'm gonna get a 2016 brand new full-size SUV on a Uber X rates. That's the guy I want to reserve in advance. That's the guy I want to incentivize. That's the guy I want to, get a ride from, and that's the car I want to be seen showing up at my events. So it's real simple. Keep the car clean, keep it detailed, and if you are interested in having the UZURV logo on the car, let me know. I've got them in stock. I can send them to you right away. I've got them in white and black, so if you have a light colored car, we'll get you a black pair. If you have a dark colored car, we'll get you a white pair. They go on the front doors. You will look like an official UZURV vehicle, and you will get all of your airports or drop-offs UZURV fees refunded to you at the end of the month, every month. So that's the offer I've made the last couple times. Maybe it didn't sink in with everybody, but I have had more people ask about the UZURV logo. James Stapleton down in Texas is running the logos, and he posted some pictures of what his Honda Pilot looks like with the black ones. I've posted pictures of what our Chrysler 300 looked like with the white ones. My personal vehicle is a black car with white logo. Harold is a black car with white logo, and we've got a bunch running around the city of Richmond and several in other cities. So let's get the logos on the cars. Let's get, I mean, word of mouth is amazing. People go, what is UZURV? Have a seat. Let me show you how to download this app, right? It's simple. Or, hey, I thought you were Uber. Why does it say UZURV on the side of the car? Have a seat. Let me tell you about it, right? It just makes it that much easier. Emily says, how do I drive a rental for Uber? I'm not Ubering right now. Uber does not allow you to move markets while you're on vacation, to drive, rather, so I cannot Uber down here. I could use Lyft down here. However, this vehicle is not my vehicle, so I would not be able to drive for Lyft. I would have to have driven my personal vehicle down here, and then I could log on to Lyft down here in Florida. TJ says, what about mentoring drivers, reviewing vehicles for quality? Absolutely. Right now, we have kind of opened the floodgates, or from the beginning, we've opened the floodgates on who can drive, or who can sign up and take reservations for UZURV, and we will go back and begin cleaning up the profiles. I know many of you, the contact individuals in the markets that we're in, have really stepped up and taken a lead role in your own cities, and really told some of your team, hey, you know what, get your bio completed and get your vehicle, get a new photo, or hey, you know what, your profile photo, you got a big, mean scowl on your face and you're wearing a hat and sunglasses, and it just doesn't look like some inviting to somebody who's looking for a driver to be their professional UZURV driver. Clean up the profiles, clean up the vehicles, look at the marketing for yourself, and then ask yourself, am I marketing myself to the best of my ability, and is this the reason why I am or am not getting selected for UZURVations or reservations that are in the feed? Okay. Jackie asks, are they stickers or magnets? The ones we are providing now are actually permanent vinyl outdoor stickers. They're just like you would see letters on a commercial vehicle. They go through car washes and they don't fade, and they're high quality vinyl. They go on the outside of the car and they are temporarily permanent. Okay, so you can peel them right off, but they're going to stay on the car as long as you want them to. The magnets, there are some new items, and the magnets are also included in the Vistaprint store at uzurv.biz, vistaprint.com. There are some magnets there. Those are the 8.5 by 11 ones. We have some custom magnets that are 24 inches wide by 10 inches tall. Those cost about $40 to $45 a pair, and we just got away from the magnets and went to the vinyl because it's the same exact logo size without the whole big giant magnet, and it just looks more professional on the vehicles. So, oh, Wesley corrected me. Lyft is not in Sarasota, just up in Tampa. Okay, so I guess I couldn't drive Lyft where I'm sitting now, and I couldn't drive Uber, and I couldn't drive anyway because I'm in a rental car. So I guess I'll just try to enjoy a couple days off. So that was my intention, but I can't leave you guys stranded. I committed to 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock on Tuesdays, and guess what? That's an appointment. professionalism says that I will get on and do live video at 3 o'clock on Tuesdays. Here I am. All right, that's how we want you to handle your UZURV business. All right, if there's anything else, drop a question real quick into the comments down below. Other than that, I plan on seeing Chris Sost on Thursday, and I will see all of you next week. Same time, same place, same channel. And you got to let me know. I want to know some comments, okay? Do you like the in the office, you know, with the TV in the background? And we're not a professional studio. We don't have professional equipment. You know, this is all cell phone video on Facebook Live, the way it was designed to be, which is raw and real between me and you. We're not going to do full production or anything like that. You know, create a news studio in our building. But do you like us going mobile? Do you want to see us in different places? Or you know, do you like maybe the quiet background of us being in the office? Just let us know. Jackie wants to know, how easily can you reapply the stickers? Well, it is easy to apply the stickers. I even recommend to several people, hey, take them to a window tinting shop and have them put them on using the solution so they can squeegee them and get all the air bubbles out and make them look really, really nice. Because if the vehicle's too hot, the vinyl will blister up. It doesn't come off, it doesn't lay down flat. You know, my amateur self putting them on people's vehicles, most of them come out looking really good, but it could have been done better. So reapply. You don't reapply them, you apply them once and they stay there. Once you peel them off, they're garbage, so you got to throw them away. Leslie says it's a startup, so who cares? Yeah, no, we are definitely a startup. You know, kudos to those executives in our company that have to this point funded this project with their own blood, sweat, and tears to make this happen. And you know, our job is to continue to deliver exceeding results or exceeding their expectations every single day. And I think we're getting there. 54 cities. If we can get to 120 by the end of the year, I know we said we could pace to 144. I just don't know if our infrastructure can handle it. And you know, everything takes people, so you know, we can only hire so many people at a time until we're generating a certain amount of revenue, and that all has to do with word of mouth marketing, advertising, spread the word. And right now it is rolling, and we're seeing the increase. The curve is steepening at this point. So Raymond says, you go gypsy mode. Yeah, I like getting out and about. I mean, the 3-week road trip that we did was really a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys, you know, were able to enjoy that. Those were some of the test videos that we did before putting them in the UZURV for Drivers group. All right, Raymond has asked me before, late night with UZURV anytime soon. Yeah, I can definitely do that. I'm always out on Friday, Saturday night, almost regularly doing Uber, and now Uber and Lyft. But I could easily drop by the UZURV office and queue up the phone and do a late night video for those that for some reason would not be taking enough requests during that time and would be available. I don't know. But on the weekdays, weeknights, I don't know if it's the right time. You know, and hopefully everyone's busy on the weekend, so we'll see about the late night. I'll give it a couple more seconds here for a few more questions and comments to come in. I appreciate all of you that have tuned in. Once again, UZURV for Drivers, continue to spread the word and get people to join that. We've found, you know, we like a lot of our different communication vehicles, but right now Facebook is really become the leading medium for us as drivers to all be in one place at one time. And I know that that Matt, our CEO, really wants us to drive home the fact that we want to have that forum for all the drivers, which is UZURV for Drivers Facebook group. It is a closed group. You do have to be allowed in or invited in. And if you're in the group, you can invite people in. But we're up to over 800 members right now, and that, you know, just a couple weeks ago, I think we're at around 450. So we definitely have interest. Whoa, just lost video. That was weird. Anyway, UZURV for Drivers. Invite your friends. There's still a lot of real newbie, rookie questions coming through the support desk that we're really trying to just stomp these out. we've got people that sign up for UZURV and go, what is this app and how does it work? You know, or people that already took their first, their first request and they're like, okay, you know, what do I do now? Okay, we need to make sure that you understand what you're doing, that you're elevating your level of service, that you're a professional, and that you know how this is going to add to you and exactly what's expected. All right, let's look at the last comments and then we're going to cut this off. I appreciate everybody sticking with me for this long. Julie says, out on the road. Whoa, yeah, it makes it look more real, especially, you know, when you bump the phone like that, because I don't have a phone mount in the rental car. Shame on me. Emily says she doesn't put anything on her paint. Neither did I. But you know what? Until I believe in UZURV, now it's on my car, my personal vehicle. I don't have a company vehicle. It's my personal vehicle. It's got UZURV right on the doors. Why? Makes me money. All right. Bill up in Indy. What about the customers that try to arrange a cash ride? Great question. Yeah, you know what? It happens. And I'll tell you right now, we deactivated a rider this week, and this is normally private information, but I'm going to share it with you guys because it's real, and this is real video. We deactivated a rider this week because they offered multiple drivers cash. They said, you know, hey, you know, can you be here at this time? Yeah, sure. You know, well, when you get here, you know, I want to make sure you'll take cash. I'm like, the driver's like, no, you know, once again, we're professionals, right? And they were uncomfortable with being solicited, and it turns out that the same rider solicited multiple drivers, and that rider's no longer on our platform. Okay, it works the other way around. Drivers that decide they don't want to give Uber or Lyft their cut of the 20 or 25% that you signed the document saying that you would. Our terms of service say that you have to use Uber or Lyft to provide transportation to anybody that you've created a reservation with on UZURV. It's just the way it is, okay? You don't have to use UZURV, but if you do, you have to use either Uber or Lyft, okay? Taking cash and driving without insurance, because most of us are not commercial drivers and don't carry commercial ride insurance, and you're not a for-hire business. It's not allowed, okay? That's not what we do, and it works both ways, riders and drivers. If you do it, you can't be with us, okay? Our group is going to follow the rules that we laid down on the terms and conditions that you clicked yes, you agree to when you downloaded our app, all right? And I appreciate you, Bill, for asking that question, and I love to be, you know, able to provide the direct answer. We don't beat around the bush, but we do take into account the investigation and really looking at all the circumstances, because it's not going to be just a he said, she said, and we're going to pull the trigger. It needs to be valid, documented. We've got a legal department that has concerns, and we will make sure that we're always towing the line correctly. All right. Michael says rideshare is pretty much non-existent where I live, but getting UZURV requests in the feed, but I don't think they know how to use it. Of course they don't know how to use it. That's why we have videos and Facebook groups and everything else, and we are going to train them how to use it. If you need our help, Michael, just shoot us a note to operations@uzurv.com. We'll put in some extra time to help you out. All right. All right, Eric says he shows the video on the how-to. Yeah, show the video in the car. I mean, the setup that James Stapleton showed, he's got his little armrest with the video, or the cell phone or the tablet back there, you know, for the rider to watch the video and or sign up and or, you know, do whatever they need to do while they're riding. That's pretty cool. If you haven't seen that yet, scroll down below through the history on this this group below this video, and you'll see some cool stuff in there. Travis Gibson, he says people ask him all the time if he's driving a company vehicle. Yeah, he's got a good looking car. Driving a white Ford Fusion hybrid, I believe, down in Virginia Beach and Hampton Roads, and he's got the black UZURV logo on there. It looks beautiful. All right. Emily says if it's a company car, yeah, you know what? UZURV is great. Originally, people look at it and go, what the heck is that? How do you say it? What does it mean? I tell people, I said, UZURV, it's like you reserve. I said, but no matter what, if you Google it, that's all you're going to get. So if you Google UZURV, you're going to get everything about us and nothing else. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, people that ask, you know, what is it? They're in within 2 minutes of saying, hey, what is UZURV? They're signed up, guaranteed, if they're in my car. Can everyone pin the video to the top of their group? Yes, please do. That way every driver can find it easily. Absolutely, we will pin it. So that's a great suggestion. I mean, we've got these tutorial videos out there. Let's start pinning them in the forums and really educate our partners on how to do this and do this right. All right, once again, I'm Jeff Garcia, Operations Manager, UZURV. My partner, Dr. Amjad, and I can be reached at operations@uzurv.com. We're happy to help you guys with anything, any questions, comments, concerns, confessions that come up. You like that. And as I say, 18/7, not 24/7, because I actually do sleep about 6 hours a night. So we'll do 18/7. We're available 7 days a week to help you guys out. Even if we're on vacation, like that, there's the ocean out there. I don't want to call it a vacation. I took a few days to go to Florida just so I could make this video and make it more interesting. All right. Email us. Let us know how we can help you. Homework between now and next week is, if you didn't already do last week's homework, which is sign yourself up, refer yourself to the Rider app for UZURV, the blue icon. Make sure you've got both on your phone. If you've got a phone that doesn't have enough memory to run both apps, or you just don't have enough storage space or whatever, time to upgrade the phone. Okay, professional, escalate, take it to the next level, invest in your future, get a phone that can handle 2 apps. Those are the only 2 you need, UZURV and UZURV Rider. That's it. You don't need anything else. You can figure out a way. I take that back. You need either Uber Partner or LYFT Partner. You need to have those in addition to UZURV. Those 4 apps should get you wherever you need to go to make your $1,000 a week or more. If you're driving Lux or Select, or those guys down here in Florida, they're making big money. Congratulations to those guys. But anyway, we're here for you. I'm going to stop mumbling. We'll see you next week.